and welcome to the FPL Strikers watch list for Game Week 17 and onwards. Now, unfortunately, the striking options are quite limited, so this video is going to be brief. But let's start off with the man himself, Erling the Machine Haaland. 12.2 million seems like a bargain nowadays. Leeds, Everton, Chelsea, double game week, and Wolves in the next 5. Absolutely amazing option. Feels like he could score a hat-trick in any given game. So yeah, perma captain and essential forward. Next up is Harry Kane. Harry Kane is, well, he's amazing. He's been great so far this season. Loads of goals and assists. Great option to have. The only negative with Harry Kane is he's competing with Erling Haaland for the premium forward option. Now, of course, you could go with both. The fixtures are okay, and Game Week 20, of course, is a double game week. So yeah, definitely a good option. Spurs haven't been as good as last season under Conte, but he keeps producing. Next up, Darwin Nunez at 9 million. He gets into loads of good shooting opportunities, but the problem is he misses them a lot. But at 9 million, a Liverpool nailed forward because Firmino was injured, Jota is out, Diaz is out. Seems like a good option. Fixtures aren't the best, but as I said, he gets himself into loads of good shooting positions every game, and it's only a matter of time till he hauls big. Next up in the premium bracket, it's Vardy and Aubameyang. Terrible options. Vardy due to the rotation with Daka, and Aubameyang due to the rotation with everybody pretty much in the forward positions at Chelsea. Avoid these two at all costs. Next up, Martial. Now, Martial is not a pick I would usually recommend. I don't rate him really that much as a player. But the next 3 fixtures are absolutely amazing. Forest, Wolves, and Bournemouth, coupled with his price of just 6.7 million. He's nailed at striker, the only striking option. Maybe Rashford can play there, but yeah, Martial is great. Next up is Wilson. Callum Wilson, 7.4 million. Good option, definitely. Not the type of guy that scores hat-tricks every week, but he ticks on nicely. Gets a goal, gets an assist. He's involved in Newcastle's attacking play. He's nailed at forward. Isak is out, I believe, for quite a while. So no worries about losing his starting spot. Maybe some worries about rotation due to the fixture congestion, but I believe Wilson is still a good option. Nketiah. Nketiah is an interesting one. Arsenal have been amazing this season. Maybe he slots right into that forward slot and starts scoring loads of goals. He was decent at the back end of last season, but I don't know. I'm not convinced. At 6.5 million, he's worth a punt, but it's a wait and see for me, especially with the fixtures not being the easiest. Next up, Mitrovic. So Mitrovic is rumored to be injured, carrying an injury all the way from before the World Cup, and yeah, that's the reason I would avoid him. Unfortunately, because after Crystal Palace away, he has Bournemouth and then a double game week. So he could be an amazing option if not for those injury concerns. It's a wait and see for me. Maybe go for Martial, and then it's an easy transfer to Mitrovic if Martial underperforms and Mitrovic is back and ready to score. Basically, it's what he's been doing all season. Next up is Che Adams. Che Adams, yeah, unfortunately, the fixtures are great, but unfortunately he plays for Southampton. So I wouldn't go there personally. He's a better option than the rest, at least. And the Ings, Watkins, Jimenez, Tony, Welbeck. No, no. Unfortunately, the striking options are quite limited now, which is ironic because a few months ago we had loads of strikers we could play. But yeah, maybe Adams if you want to really go differential. Tony with the gambling ban wouldn't go near him. Jimenez wouldn't go near him, even without the gambling ban. But Watkins and Ings, it's a wait and see, especially with the next two fixtures. So Liverpool and Spurs. Uh, no, no, I don't like it because if you're on a wild card, you don't get a player that you're going to bench for the next two game weeks, and I'm not too confident that Ings and Watkins can produce in the next two games. It's a wait and see, definitely. I mean, Emery has shown he can surprise the big teams, but I'm not sold. I'm not convinced. And in the 4.3 to 6.3 million bracket, Solanke is the standout. He's having a decent season. Shame for the injuries at the start, but yeah, the fixtures not the greatest, but at 5.8 million, he's decent. If you really need the money, I would go for Solanke. If not, I would just go for one of these a bit more expensive but much better options. Kiefer Moore had an amazing World Cup performance. I couldn't believe my eyes when he was doing flicks and back heels, and just you couldn't get the ball off him. So he's a decent player actually, but yeah, it's a shame because it's Bournemouth and the fixtures aren't great, so there are better options. Mbuemo. Now Mbuemo is an interesting one because if Tony does get banned from football, he could step in. He could be the new main guy, the penalty taker and everything. So yeah, but not now, not right now because as I said, bad fixtures. You don't want to get him now. You want to target the short-term fixtures. Maybe later you can get him. Johnson, Daka, Mope. Nah, nah. Daka rotation with Vardy. Johnson just a poor Nottingham Forest attack. Mope, no. I mean it's Neil Mope. And yeah, of course, the same argument for Johnson goes for Solanke and Moore as well. Just not a very potent attack. Although they have been doing really well under the new manager, but I'm skeptical on how long it can continue. And for 4.2 million, we have Greenwood, the best of the cheap enablers. Yeah, just get him if you really need the money and you don't want a playing striker. He will get some minutes off the bench, but you shouldn't be counting on guys like Greenwood for your first 11. And that's pretty much it. That's a wrap. Unfortunately, the forwards options are pretty limited, as I said. So yeah, just stick with Holland and get one of the green players.